humans invasive species? If so, what are some things that we've done and what can we do to fix these problems? An invasive species is an organism that is not native to our environment. Humans are invasive species. What are some ways to help save energy? Try not to turn the thermostat above 68 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. Try not to turn the thermostat below 72 degrees in the summer. Another way to help the world be a better place is to turn off your car while you're not using it. I hope you take these things into consideration.
Hi, my name is Alexis, and I will be answering this question. There's no 100% answer because to become an invasive species, the animal or plant has to cause environmental, economic, or human harm. A great example is the zebra mussel, because they eat too much plankton and it makes the water denser. One way that a plant or animal does not become invasive is if it doesn't interact with the food chain. For example, the Himalayan blackberry did not become invasive because people can eat them and animals can too. When an animal is purposely brought over, it does not always become invasive species. Yes, there are two different kinds of invasive species, aquatic and terrestrial. The resource workers do categorizing by general habitats because there's so many invasive species. Examples in Minnesota. A Zebra review. Resource workers classify the invasive species by general habitat. Thank you.
When do people start realizing that they have invasive species? When the species start making problems for people. Sometimes it is not always by accident, because the people use the species for problems, but they always don't look at what's going to happen. It always seems to go wrong. In conclusion, people start realizing that they have invasive species when the species start making problems for them.
Where do most invasive species come from? Why? Invasive species affect the world. They come from many different places, not just one. People bring it all over. Why? Many people bring different animal plants for many different reasons. Watermilfoil. Another problem with watermilfoil is like a big weed and it's not good to go over with a boat. Zebra mussels. Zebra mussels are a huge problem in the Great Lakes. This is my answer, and this is how I explain it.
What are some invasive species all around the world, and how do you cure them? Amber maples from Asia but came to Minnesota. Buckthorns from Europe but came to Minnesota. Zebra mussels from Australia but came to Minnesota. Zebra mussels travel by boat. That is how they got to Minnesota. To answer the question of how to cure plants or animals, they spray chemicals in the water to kill only zebra mussels. Those are some invasive species all around the world and how to cure.
Invasive species, the kudzu. My question is, what is the biggest invasive species in the world and why? The world's most invasive plant is the kudzu. It was brought to the United States in 1876. The kudzu has been growing at a rate as fast as 150,000 acres. It grows a foot a day. The kudzu is a fast-growing vine that covers anything like houses and flowers. It has almost invaded a fourth of the USA. Here's a picture of a cabin. In the winter, it was completely flat. Now, in the early fall, it was completely covered in bugs.
Have invasive species affected humans? Invasive species everywhere in the world. Almost every country has at least one. $100 million is spent by the government every year in an effort to stop invasive species, even though it has never worked. Water flow can stop completely into homes on occasion due to zebra mussels clogging pipes. If large invasive species, such as this one, are found, they can sell, but for very low prices, because most are not edible. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned
Invasive
something.
species cost and deals lots of money. By Gabby. The use has spray tubes of chemicals. Those tubes cost lots of money. They also have to buy tanks full of chemicals, which can cost $2,000 or more, and they have used 200 tanks. This is the tank full of chemicals. This is the tube. They have to hire the U.S. Environmental Protection Program. They buy 1,000 pounds of potash. They are putting potash in a lake to kill zebra mussels. They also have to buy naturally occurring salt used in fertilizers. So as you can see, the invasive species are costing us lots of money.
Why are there so many invasive species? Species are not invasive where they come from, but they can be in other places. Since there are so many animals around, there are a lot more invasive species. Invasive species in all species breed. You can have up to 100 eggs a year, so they spread quickly. This is just the zebra mussel population. Species can come to be invasive by traveling to other places and spreading there. Why are there so many invasive species?
What is the most common invasive species in the U.S.? Kuzu is the most invasive species known to the United States. It is native to Japan, but was first spotted in Asia in 1857. Now kuzu is mostly found in the southeastern United States, but is spreading into neighboring states rapidly, like Indiana.
What impact does the Eurasian Watermilfoil have on Minnesota lakes? This invasive species was actually introduced into the U.S. from Europe. It reached most Minnesota lakes between the 1950s and 1980s from boats and waterbirds. Stems can become lodged among any type of watercraft or sports equipment that moves through the water, especially boat trailers. This is how it spreads from lake to lake. The Eurasian Watermilfoil causes many boats to get tangled in native plants to die because it gets caught into strong knots at the bottom of lakes. It can become entangled in boat propellers or may attach to keels or rudders in a sailboat. As you can tell, this particular invasive species has a big impact on our state and its native plants and lakes.
Which is a bigger deal, zebra mussels or Eurasian watermilfoil? Zebra mussels are invasive species. They attach themselves to motors and cling to native plants and kill them. They eat plankton, which is also what fish depend on as food. Therefore, zebra mussels are starving the fish. Crunch. Eurasian watermilfoil is also an invasive species. In lakes like the Great Lakes, it forms thick underwater tangles beneath the surface. Eurasian watermilfoil also blocks out native water plants who get trapped under masses of vegetation. Really, there is no correct answer to this question, and it depends on what you think. My opinion is that zebra mussels are a bigger deal.
What is stopping zebra mussels from being a problem in their native habitat? Their native habitat is mostly in Eastern Europe countries such as Russia and Poland. They aren't my natural predators because of their inability to open up their shells. In conclusion, zebra mussels are only not a problem in their native habitats because of predators and adaptations.
You need zebra mussels? If you do, why do you need them? Well, zebra mussels are a problem in most places, like the United States, because the zebra mussels are filtering water and clogging pipes. The zebra mussels are not a problem in Russia, though, because they come from there. This is a picture of the zebra mussels clogging pipes. This is a picture of the zebra mussels filtering water. And this is the year 1986 to 2011.
Can we create a killer that destroys zebra mussels? Potash is a new arrival in the zebra mussel killing situation. It gets into one lake. The lake can have up to 15 million zebra mussels. Potash gets pumped through holes in Christmas Lake. The chemicals that people are putting in Christmas Lake are good because they don't kill zebra mussels. Thanks for watching. Is there any other way to get rid of zebra mussels? Zebra mussels are a big problem in the Midwest, invade lakes and destroy boats. Here are some examples of zebra mussels. Zeconox kills zebra mussels but doesn't harm pretty much any sea life that you don't want to kill. The workers put a little bit of Zeconox in the water for it to be completely dissolved. Zebra mussels treat Zeconox as food and it kills them. Zeconox. Here are some examples. Thanks to Zeconox, our lakes will be free of zebra mussels, Eurasian watermilfoil, and other invasives.
This is Jack, and I got the question of when will the DNR take action to find a better way to kill zebra mussels? One way is to use potash. Potash became an actual thing in killing zebra mussels in 2014, December 7th. How potash kills them? Potash kills them by blocking the air supply. Potash is not a chemical, it is a natural found compound.
What will happen if all the fish die in Minnesota by Audrey? First, more zebra mussels will spread because they will eat all the plankton. Second, more zebra mussels will filter the plankton and then more vegetation will happen at the bottom of lakes. Third, the zebra mussels will impact the food chain and then native mussels will start to die because the zebra mussels are clamping on them. Fourth, most fishermen will lose their jobs. Conclusion. So the conclusion is that more zebra mussels will spread around the state.
How do we stop them? Step 1. Create effective mechanisms to stop them. Step 2. Create monitoring systems to detect the infestation. Step 3. Use sleep gas to make them. Step 4. Ship them back to their home. Don't let invasive species take control. Do something about it.